The other concern is now the social justice portion. And to go into this is the Nets guard Kyrie Irving has called for players not to come play. George Hill has said that I'm not going to shut up and play ball or shut up and dribble. And then former player Steven Jackson, who's kind of become a face of this movement, and he was apparently also a friend of George Floyd. He says playing basketball is going to do one thing: take all the attention off the task at hand right now of what we're fighting for. So that's one side basically saying we should not come back and play. It'd be a huge distraction. And but you have other players such as Rockets guard Austin Rivers that's saying us coming back would put money in all of our pockets, basically to say we could use this money to enact change. We could put money towards causes that we want to put into. We could put money to help families that have been affected by different things. So there's two sides to this coin. What do you think?
Well, and that's what I thought was the primary reason, and
Mm-hmm.
that I not putting myself in their shoes, but I just think it's ridiculous that this whole we're fighting for change, and I have my own opinion about it, and I'm not downplaying any time anybody's felt like they've been unfairly treated. But the statistics, if people would actually go look at the statistics, they do not back up the narrative. And the fighting for change, yep, one guy being killed unfairly is horrible. We looked at the video. I actually found the video of the guy in Dallas who happened to be a white guy in 2016 that was killed basically the same way, and it's horrible. And I want to get to the point where we just say that it's horrible because this is an American citizen and they don't deserve to be treated that way. And this whole idea that our system is accepting of that kind of treatment, I think, is absurd. So I don't know what they're fighting for. They're already talking about reforms. The country is on a movement right now to get these things done. So what are the basketball players really adding to it? I could understand if the attitude was, yep, he was killed, too bad, that cop's fine, then I could see all the protesting. But the guy's getting charged with murder. And again, horrible, not downplaying it at all.
Yeah.
But what are the players fighting for? That's what I don't get.
Well, the problem is that there's so many different factions. You don't have one leader saying this is what we're fighting for. There have been some things like Campaign Zero that has a list of reforms to the police that could be enacted that have been statistically shown to lower police brutality in all cases, not just in cop versus black and also white and everything like that. So it's different things that could be enacted that they could say. I've heard the 30 cities we play in, we're not going to play in those cities until you enact these changes that could be put in. But as you said, the problem is that there's no one way to make everyone happy. Like everybody pretty much wants a lot of different things. Everyone wants the basic things of people not getting killed by police officers, but how we go about that is many different factions in what's going on. Um, but I'm totally with Austin Rivers. How you make these changes is you be the icon, you be on the court, you be what people look up to. You put money in your pocket, you use that money for good in whatever situation that is, and on top of that, you have your platform where people see you. You could still do things like kneel or do things like wear a patch or whatever on your shirt, maybe representing one that says like George Floyd, or like there's many things you could do. And honestly, I think that could even help the movement in a lot of ways, because what they're kind of short-sighted on is the media cycle is short. Like right now, everybody's high on this. It's already starting to wane in some
Yep.
cases. By July
But
31st, something else big could happen. Who knows? Like U.S. could bomb Syria or something, bomb Afghanistan, and then all of a sudden this is gone by the wayside, and nobody cares about this anymore because now we're going into war with another country or something crazy like that. Like the media cycle is fickle. You don't know where it's going to stay. Like bringing back basketball in my probably will help your movement in the long run because you're actually there. in the spotlight. People are following you. They're watching you play basketball, but there's a lot more stuff going on. So even like I think it's a lose lose for everything if they don't play.
I agree. And just I wanted to throw out, and again, not to get too far off track here, but I wanted to throw out some statistics that these are the facts of the statistics. That last year there was 50 million interactions with police officers across this country. 50 of those 50 million, 50 deaths occurred involving unarmed people. 9 of those were black.
Well, so just to correct that a little bit, I know which stats you're talking about. Those are actually people being shot by police officers. There's if you include people that died at the hands of police officers, such as George Floyd, it's a little bit higher, but it's still not like it still goes with your narrative. 28 black men were killed and 51 white men were killed out of 50 million.
Okay, so I was way off on that. My point is that I've heard people say that the police are hunting down black people, and it is patently absurd to say that, and that is the problem with this country right now is people don't deal in facts, they deal in feelings. And the feelings are that I get pulled over because I'm black. Well, maybe you do and maybe you don't. I feel like I've gotten pulled over for situations where it's like, okay, I was targeted. You know, I've heard people say that as a black man, you don't understand. When you get pulled over, you put your hands at 10 and 2 on the steering wheel. And it's like, I got news for you, buddy. I've done that all my life because the guy's got a gun and I don't want to move. I don't want to do anything sudden that's going to startle the guy. So they can say that we don't know how they feel. That's fine. But don't tell me how I feel. And that's what they do is they basically say, you don't know what it's like to get pulled over by a cop. Well, yes, I do. I've been asked to get out of the vehicle. I've been frisked. I've had all of the things happen to me, and it's not fun. I've been arrested.
I've had to take my socks and shoes off to check my socks and shoes, make sure there's nothing in there, empty my pockets, and asked to get out of my vehicle because I was acting nervous. There was nothing in my vehicle. There was nothing going on. Like it was crazy. Yeah.
But that's my point.
Too.
Is look, I am 100% train cops better. Do everything you can to try to get that percentage to zero of unnecessary deaths. I'm 100% behind that. But do not manufacture a crisis that just doesn't exist. And if you want everybody to be in together and let's fight this together to make the police community or the police, whatever, just the police, I guess, then let's do that together. But I just think, like I said, it is being fed by the media. It's believed by a lot of people that blacks are getting killed by cops. And again, they don't even differentiate.
Well, blacks are getting killed by cops, but you're saying they're being hunted down by cops. That's
but this is the thing too. Is okay. So let me, and again, not to get too far into this, but let me give another example.
We have another minute.
Freddie Gray. Yeah, Freddie Gray was killed in the back of a van. 3 out of the 5 cops that were dealing with him were black. The police chief of that police department is black. The mayor of that city is black. But they're claiming that there's systemic racism that caused those cops to not care about Freddie Gray. And I would submit they didn't care about Freddie Gray because he was like a career criminal. That they thought of him less than he should. And I would say that is not necessarily because he's black. That's because of who he was, not what he was. And again, to say that that's a sign of systemic racism, it's like, well, all the people in authority there, the overwhelming majority of them are black. So how is that an issue of being a racist? I mean, I guess they're saying.
I hear you.
Yeah. Anyway.
No, I definitely. Yeah, you could definitely go down that road, and it's there's a lot of stuff that you could look into. But just getting back to it a little bit, the point is though is no matter what your side is on this thing, the best thing you could do for your cause is to get in on that court.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, get your money, get your name out there, get your face out there, continue to protest if you want to continue to protest, continue to say what you're going to say. Like 90% of people are with you in a lot of this stuff anyway. There's obviously some things that are take it farther than some people go, but a lot of this stuff, people are on your side anyway. Like, nobody's going to shut you down this time, especially with Colin Kaepernick and everything like that. Get on the court, play basketball, and continue to be somebody that people look up to in all sorts of ways. So let's get back to basketball. But we'll see how that turns out.
I know. We went down a side street a little bit, but that's okay.
It's all good. All right.
I did say we were scraping the bottom, so just to clarify it.
What's up, guys? Thanks for watching to the end of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. The like button is on this side for mobile. If you have any of your own thoughts or questions, comment down below. We may just answer it next video. Thanks. See ya.